The great summer getaway. Dozens of countries will be exempt from England's quarantine rules, due to come into effect in a week's time. France has a new Prime Minister, Jean Castex, the man previously charged with managing France's exit from the lockdown. As pubs in England reopen tomorrow, Boris Johnson issues a clear warning to the public.
This government will not hesitate in putting on the brakes and reimposing restrictions.
Coronavirus cases continue to surge in Texas, sending hospitalizations to a record high. Health officials say 478 people were admitted to hospital with Covid-19 on Thursday. The governor has ordered people to wear face coverings in public.
President Trump faces criticism over his plans to celebrate American Independence Day at Mount Rushmore with no compulsory face masks or social distancing. Police brutality in the spotlight in Mexico, with a teenage soccer player shot by a policeman from a parked patrol car. And the Washington Redskins American football team agrees to review its team name, which has long been considered offensive by Native Americans.
Here, 7 police officers have been injured at an unlicensed music event in West London. As you can see there, officers were called last night to reports of an illegal rave on an estate in White City. They say they were pelted with a number of items when they tried to speak to the group and then forced to retreat. And officers, according to Scotland Yard, trained in riots were later met with further hostility and violence.
Pubs, restaurants, cinemas and hairdressers can all reopen with social distancing measures in place.
This salon is open for business and Claire and the team inside are very excited.
And how's that? Recreational cricket can now return in a week's time as well. After a government U-turn, the game is given the go-ahead. They now say it can be made very safe.
We see how the morning papers looking at today. Of course, many will be leading on the easing of the lockdown in England. The Daily Mail has a warning from the Health Secretary, Matt Hancock, who says, look, by all means, go to the bar, but you could end up behind bars if you break the law. You heard Jonathan Blake, our political correspondent, talking earlier about Matt Hancock and Rishi Sunak, the Chancellor, almost playing good cop, bad cop about how much encouragement people need to get out in order to get the economy going.
So, front page, Daily Mirror. Headline, Your Good Health, beside a photo of Prince William, who is toasting reopening of the hospitality sector in England.
The Times has an interview with the Chancellor, Rishi Sunak, who says Britain needs to start spending in pubs and restaurants again to prevent a generation of young people being lost to coronavirus.
And if all the changes have left you a little confused about what you can and cannot do and how the nations differ, the BBC News website offers lots of useful explanations. It is fair to say that, certainly it's the case in England, that today there are significant changes. And one of the ones that, in a way, has not been given maybe that much attention, we've known about it for some time, is that the rule over 2 metres, social distancing to 1 metre. When you ask the politicians, of course, what they say is 1 metre plus is what they're recommending. But that is a significant change. It brings with it lots of other changes to do with the hospitality sector, particularly hairdressers. All of these places are having significant change today. And there definitely will be a different feel to things, although not everyone is entirely on board. You know, some people are looking at it thinking, why? But
yeah, there's a lot of confusion. And how have you felt about the whole 2 metre thing?
What do you mean? The work thing. Well, of course, it's interesting, isn't it? Because people have. I mean, you know, it's obvious to see. Here we have divided out the sofa.
You've enjoyed that space, taking over my traditional space.
And people also realise that no change as we sit here as it stands. So yeah.